let's find out a little bit about the town, about its jobs, its employment situation, whether it's viewing the coming months with any optimism. Let's ask the man who is representing the Watford Chamber of Commerce, Spencer Tagg, the director of the Chamber of Commerce. Welcome. Thanks very much for being with us here on the BBC this morning. How would you sum up the mood? You have a lot of contact with businesses, particularly on the smaller side of businesses. What would they say is their stance at the moment?
I think there is a great deal of optimism and has been for a good number of months. And I don't see that abating anytime soon. I think in Watford in particular, we've got some major infrastructure projects that are about to start in the coming months and years, not least the extension of the Metropolitan line. So I think it is a great time for Watford, and even the redevelopment of Watford as a town centre in recent months, I think has really generated a spark. So from a business perspective though, yes, I think there's been a lot of optimism, and that's due to continue, and I think that's brought in lots of businesses to locate in the area as well.
And can they find the sort of people that they really want to recruit?
Well, we have a bit of a dichotomy. As well as we're bringing in businesses to the area to set up camp, and we've got major employers, Wickes head office and Camelot and people like that, our close proximity to London means that a lot of the workforce prefers to work up in the bright lights of town, of course, up in London. So that actually is a prohibiting factor for many businesses wanting to not only start but scale up to grow. That attracting good quality candidates to help them grow their business is a problem for them. Because
presumably they need to be able to say to that candidate, we can pretty much match the salary you might get in London, and yet that in itself, perhaps, is that an issue?
Yeah, I think salary match is an issue, and I think talking to some of our members quite recently, some of them had to be quite creative. So it isn't just about the money, it's about the environment that they're working in and making that an attractive working environment to lure them away. But there still is, though, whether it's the pool that's available, which is a major shortage, and I think some of the youngsters coming through and being interviewed, what I'm hearing about some of the small businesses about their employability skills, their readiness to get into the workplace. I think there's a bit of a shortfall there. So whilst it's very positive in one sense, there are some things drawing some businesses back and creating quite significant barriers.
That's interesting. So those are some of the challenges, perhaps for any incoming government. I mean, whoever wins on May the 7th, what does this region need, do you think, particularly smaller and more medium-sized businesses? What do you think they would like an incoming government to do, whoever wins?
Well, employability and that whole piece about apprenticeship, that apart, I think something that many businesses are talking about, the business rates and the unfairness system of that, but I don't see any government anytime soon fixing that. But it's about business support. Another organisation I'm involved in, Wenta, we're one of the region's enterprise agencies, and we get involved with a number of government programmes in terms of business support. And there's a myriad, and it has to be said, there's quite a lot of confusion for many businesses. But startups and businesses that want to scale up want to get good quality business support. So what I'd be saying to a government of any colour is trying to simplify that process, because I think many businesses just don't know where to go for good quality business advice and support to get their business to the next stage.
All right, very interesting. Well, plenty of points for us to discuss there with our guests over the course of the day. Thanks very much for being with us and starting us off here in Watford. Spencer Tagg, the director of the Watford Chambers of Commerce. Much more around all those areas that Spencer outlined later in the day. Just to remind you, here is the list of all the candidates who are standing here in this constituency. And also, I should say, over the course of the day, not only are we going to be talking to employers and business owners, we'll be talking at various points to all the candidates as well. So more from here in Watford a little later. Maxine, for now.